Now for our top 5. Our top 5 graduated from the management engineering in Ateneo during 2008. So he was working for Kraft Foods Philippines as a management trainee, but he didn't enjoy it. So after 9 months, he left. And now he founded his passion for trading in CTSEC securities back in 2009. And he hasn't looked back since then. Today, he trades the Hong Kong, Japanese, US, and Philippine markets. And he also teaches at Kalum Trading Institute. Final port is 173,321. May I present to you Mr. Chad Pacheco.
Hi guys! Excited na ba kayo makita si Bobby saka si Taylor? Sino excited na? Wala! Sino excited na? Wala na? Okay, kasi dami kasi namin undercards no? Tagal ng heavyweight match natin. Okay, so the funny thing kasi, so these two people, Bobby and Taylor, are my office mates. So I was able to witness firsthand their competition. Right? So, their competition, their dedication to the game. Because in my opinion, I think that this stock trading game was more than a game for them. I think it was an opportunity for them to inspire you guys, to make you believe that it was possible to make as much money as you can in the stock market. And I think we have to give credit to the Investor Gams team. Galing talaga. For creating this environment, this avenue for the more experienced traders to inspire other people and to learn from each other. No? Okay. For my part, I'm no longer going to delve into the technical part. No, and I'll leave that to Taylor and Bobby. And sorry that I won't be sharing some of my trades. I think the most important thing that I'll be able to share with you guys are the lessons that I've learned over the past decade of trading. Not only the Philippine market, but global equities as well. Okay, so my first slide, it's very similar to what Money Grower said. No? There's more than one path to the top of the market. The mountain, I'm sorry. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. Right? Sabi rin ni Sir Junster na follow your own. Kasi there are several strategies, there are several systems to pick from. I mean, just looking at the top 10 traders, no? Later on you'll find out that there are many systems out there talaga. I know people who do reversals, I know people who do momentum, and it's probably wise to know more than one. Because there are many market environments. Right? They're bullish or bearish. And you can't, for example, you can't do momentum in a bearish environment. Right? So, yeah, so it's wise to know more than one trading strategy. Okay? Okay. So, next slide, please. So despite the many indicators, many tools that are available to us, right? At the end of the day, we have to keep it simple, right? So this is an acronym, term coined by the Navy in the 1960s, no? In order to streamline their operations. So, the moment that you can distill your trading into just a few indicators, right, then your trading will surely change. In my experience, I started with several indicators, so MACD, RSI, stochastics, or several out there, right? But at the end of the day, you only need two. For me, in my opinion, I only need two. That's price and volume. That's it. Right? All the rest are complementary. Right? So as long as you can break it down to the most basic principles, then your trading will change as well. Okay. My next 2 points come from two very prominent people. Right. So the first one, it came from Steve Jobs. No. He said this during his speech in Stanford, I think. Right. So he said that stay hungry, stay foolish. So what does it mean? Right? So it basically means to have an empty cup. Right. So staying hungry. Right. Your stomach, there's nothing there. Staying foolish, you pretend that there's nothing in your head, right? Wala. Bobo ka. Right? So, what does it mean to have an empty cup or have an empty mind? Right? It means that you're open to all the teachings, the wisdom that either your mentors or your peers are trying to impart to you. And of course, the most important teacher of all, what is the most important teacher of all? The market. For us, right? For us traders, the market is the most important teacher. Right? So every win and every loss that you experience each and every day, will help you with your own trading, right? As long as you evaluate every day, and as long as you're open to criticism from your peers, from your mentors, then surely you will grow, right? So so I want to change it a bit too. So stay hungry or stay humble, stay foolish, right? Because there's no room for ego in this business, right? When you're wrong, you have to accept it. Diba? Sabi nga kanina mga traders, diba? Buti marunong ako mag-cut, diba? Because you have to swallow your pride, you have to swallow your ego. Once you're wrong, you have to cut. Diba? If it doesn't fit your plan, you have to cut. Right? Okay, for my next slide, it's also very similar. Comes from, next slide please, comes from Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. So staying humble also means you have to work hard for it. You have to be the hardest worker in the room. And you know, what the amazing thing about The Rock is, at his level, one of the most successful actors in the history of Hollywood and in the history of show business. And yet, if you follow his Instagram, he still wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, and works out. Okay? So at his level, he still does that. And so that's acknowledging the fact that even though at his level of success, tomorrow, the next day, everything can be taken away from him. With that kind of mindset, you will really strive to work hard each and every day. Boss Edward Lee, my ultimate mentor and everyone's mentor in our company, right? So, would you believe that's probably the hardest worker in this room? He wakes up each and every day at 3 a.m., sends us messages, emails, because he's been preparing at that time for the market. Reads the global markets each and every day. And that sends a strong message to us traders. Right? Because even at his level, as a level of success that he's attained, level of his wealth, he still does that. So what does that mean, right? So we have to work our asses too, right? So that's what we do. Well, not 3 a.m., maybe 4 a.m. So that's very difficult to do that. Okay. So, next slide, please. So, this is very important too. Join a community, join Caleb, or it doesn't have to be Caleb. Kahit sabi nga ni Money Growers, you can either join him, Money Growers, join the Z-Freak tribe, join the BOH Society, but you have to join a community. Why is that? Because we all, or traders, we all go through ups and downs. We all go through roller coasters, no matter how good you are. Right? We all go through dips. Sure, if you're an individual trading by yourself, maybe you'll be successful now. Maybe you're successful in the next 2 years or so. But believe me, especially for those who are new, you will go through a series of losses, a dip in your career. Right? And if you don't have that mentor, if you don't have that support system with you, right, helping you get over that dip, right, you will not survive. It will not be sustainable. Right? So you need that person right next to you in order to help you with your trading, will help you with your life even. Right? So next slide, please. So that's a very typical day in City Securities, right? And even in Kalo. Each and every trading day, we evaluate each other's trades. Right? Whether it's a win, whether it's a loss, right? And how to improve our trading in general. Okay. So, guys, this is very important. Join a community. Join a community that will help you, will lift you up. Okay? So don't join a community na guru lang, tas sunod lang kayo lahat. Don't join that. Join a community that will evaluate your trades, that will criticize you. Right? And again, have an empty empty cup. Right? Kasi join the community and you just like, magaling ako eh. Diba? Wala naman alamin talaga eh. Parang just for the fact of joining. And iba yun. Right? So if you join a community, have that mindset too of having an open mind. Right? Okay, for the next slide, which is very important, have someone or something to trade for. Mine is over there. So please give her a round of applause. Right? So you have to have that encompassing goal. Right? How many here has financial freedom as their ultimate goal? How many? Okay, so I think that's not enough. Why is that? If you're aiming for financial freedom per se, right, then you will never never be free. That's the ironic part about it. Because you will always want more. Right? So if you define financial freedom as having 1 million pesos, once you reach that goal, then what's next? You'll go for 2 million, then 3 million, 5 million, 10 million. It will never be enough. Right? But if your goal is towards the other person, towards a greater goal, then your trading will also change. Right? Again, going back to Boss Edward. Boss Edward always tells us that you only need 3 values in order to be successful in life. That's generosity, compassion, gratitude. Right? So where's money there? There's no money there. Right? All those 3 values are all towards the other person. Right? So I think this is the most important thing. Like, if you forgot all the things I said earlier, this is something that you should remember. Hopefully at the end of this day, that you need to have an encompassing goal that will guide your trading. Right? So everything, wealth, that's just secondary. Okay? So I think that's it for me. So, nandito na ba si Bobby and Taylor? Alright. Nandito na sila. Kilala niyo ba sila? Okay, mamaya. Excited.